It's time for a brutal truth. Ignoring the pros and the ultras, the most important flagship phones for these companies are actually the non-pro base models that most people are going to consider considering their budget. And guess what? Seems like Samsung's nightmare is coming true because the most boring iPhone out of all the new iPhones, the iPhone 17, the phone that is unchanged visually when you look at it, this is actually the iPhone that Apple has secretly updated the most across the board. Has the iPhone 17 killed the market for the competition around that $799 price? Well, this may not be far from the truth. From value standpoint, it's actually kind of unbelievable that Apple is giving you more for your money compared to the Galaxy S25. While both phones starts at $799, iPhone 17 gives you double the storage, 256GB versus 128 on the Galaxy S25. If you want to buy the 256GB version, it's going to cost you about $859. So just like the Pro Max, Apple is actually slightly cheaper. Looking at the design, we have one of the most standout, most perfected smartphone designs on the market. Both phones are very premium and optimal for their price, but Samsung has once again some advantages. Galaxy S25 is not only thinner, but also lighter than the iPhone 17. In terms of in-hand feel, as I have played with both of these two phones, Apple didn't really change anything design-wise on the 17, so it's similar to the 16. S25 definitely feels a tad bit more premium and exquisite. There's just extra premiumness to this sleek body, especially when you hold this phone in real life. Overall, they're very close. It's going to come down to personal preference, design-wise. But other than that, things are not as close where Apple is finally woken up and Samsung is still sleeping. When you look at the display, both phones are 6.3 inches, roughly about the same size. But iPhone 17, now with 120Hz refresh rate, has a higher brightness of 3000 nits compared to 2600 on the Galaxy S25. In fact, it's even more than the Galaxy S25 Ultra's brightness. It's kind of embarrassing that the base iPhone has more brightness than Samsung's Ultra phone, considering Samsung is the one who's making displays for all these devices. Not just that, the iPhone 17 also comes with anti-reflective coating, something Samsung only offers for its Ultra model, which means you don't get this on the Galaxy S25. Now, camera is another area where Apple has made some tactical moves. As we know, Samsung has literally recycled the same cameras for last 3 generations, while Apple, on the other hand, has upgraded the base iPhone camera twice. 48 megapixel was added with the iPhone 15, and now with the 17, we have another 48 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, along with the same selfie sensors as the Pro iPhone's 18 megapixel with center stage. If you look at the camera hardware, yes, you still have that 10 megapixel 3x lens on the Galaxy S25, which by the way, Samsung is using since 2021. Yes, it will still be better than the 3x software zoom on the iPhone 17, but the difference is not really going to be that much, especially if you just zoom up to 2x level. Plus, you get a much higher resolution ultra wide angle lens on the iPhone 17. Plus, along with the new camera ISP upgrades, this is a tough battle for Samsung. Something they could have avoided this year if they at least upgraded the zoom or ultra wide angle sensor on the Galaxy S25, but it's rocking the same hardware as the 2 previous generation. And let's not forget, iPhone 17 shoots 24 megapixel photos by default for both wide and ultra wide, and even the portrait mode, which is going to be slightly more detailed compared to the 12 megapixel shots on the Galaxy S25. Even without a zoom sensor, iPhone 17 is bringing a tough scenario for Galaxy S25. Now on the inside, both devices are on par. We have the non-Pro A19 on the iPhone 17. While we don't know the exact benchmark numbers, it should be close to the Snapdragon 8 Elite on the Galaxy S25. Nonetheless, you're going to get the best performance all around on both phones. Pretty good for this price. When it comes to battery and charging, this is another area where Apple has stepped up just because Samsung kept sleeping. Can you believe it that the iPhone 17, the base iPhone 17, has 40-watt fast charging, while the Galaxy S25 has 25-watt fast charging? For some reason, Samsung is still keeping 45-watt charging in 2025 exclusive to their Ultra phone. Even Apple is doing better charging-wise than Samsung, something that I didn't expect. So the iPhone 17 can get 50% juice in just 20 minutes, which is crazy, while the Galaxy S25 needs about 30 minutes plus time for 50% charge, and it's likely going to take longer for the full charge. As for the battery sizes, both phones are very close. iPhone 17 now has 3700 mAh cell, while the Galaxy S25 comes with a 4000 mAh cell. Because of the newer hardware and efficiency gains, iPhone 17 is expected to be better than the Galaxy S25. With that being said, the difference may not be a massive one because Galaxy S25 is a pretty decent phone battery-wise. It easily defeats last year's iPhone 16, so I don't think the difference will be a massive one. Now, as for the software, iPhone 17 has the edge right out of the box because it's rocking iOS 26, the latest version of iOS, right from the box with liquid glass design and amazing animations, all that good stuff, while Galaxy S25 still is running One UI 7 based on Android 15. Samsung has still yet to roll out the Android 16 based One UI 8. So we get the newer version on the iPhone 17 right from the get-go, and it's really good. I really like the liquid glass and everything Apple has done aesthetic-wise. It's probably one of the best, if not the best, aesthetically pleasing UI design on a phone. With that being said, Samsung is also pretty good, and they have advantage when it comes to AI features are concerned. Not only you get the range of different Galaxy AI features, and trust me, there are so many, and they are actually useful. Plus, you also get Google Gemini, which is more fluent and smarter than Apple Siri. Features like Circle to Search are easily one of my favorites. iPhone 17 will likely get more AI features down the line, but currently Galaxy S25 definitely has the advantage. Overall, at this price, if you consider what Apple has done as a whole, like giving you more storage, the 120Hz display is anti-reflective and it is brighter than the Galaxy S25. And despite not having the zoom lens, it's got newer camera hardware for both ultra wide and the main lens, and almost reaching the same battery size with faster charging and a newer Pro front camera. Not gonna lie, the iPhone 17 has more improvements overall, even compared to the Pro iPhones. And that means Samsung is in a tough position because the base iPhone always is the best-selling iPhone of the year. Now with 120Hz and all of these added upgrades, it's gonna be pretty unstoppable. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Which company do you think is giving you better value at $799? Drop your thoughts. With that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.